All right, we're joined by national championship winner over at Mississippi State, Logan Tanner. Now he's a catcher in the Cincinnati Reds organization. How you doing today, Logan?
I'm doing well. How are y'all boys?
Doing good, doing good. Watch some of the early games. I was just telling the guys, since I'm over here in Houston, I don't get the Saints games. They always either go to the Texans or the AFC team. I was watching it on like an illegal streams website, and it was cutting back and forth, and I didn't know what was happening during the game. So it was a little frustrating. We didn't end up getting a win, but it is what it is. Got to make do.
At least you lost y'all's boys, at least.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't root against Joe Burrow, so
And good day.
yeah, we were kind of keeping Jamar down for a little bit, and he just had a breakout performance in the second half. So, I mean, they're playing out there in the Superdome. That's their home. So it is, it is what it is. But you said you were back in Starkville in the old stomping grounds?
Yep, I'm out here. My girlfriend still goes to school here, so I came here.
Gotcha. Hey, not a bad place to be right now, especially with college football season going on. You make it to any of the games out there?
I mean, I obviously went to a lot when I was in college, but
yeah,
I haven't been to any yet this year. I think I'm probably going to go to the Georgia game and then try to come down for the Egg Bowl. May go to Oxford for the Egg Bowl.
Yeah, that's one you can't miss. My first ever state game was the Egg Bowl back in like 2015. I don't think State would end up winning that, but I went there and I heard those Cowbells for the first time, and I was like, man, I got to get out of this stadium. I can't take this. But it's definitely a tradition like no other.
Oh, loud.
Yeah, no, it gets. I was just shocked with it. It's so consistent. It's like they ring them, and as soon as the play starts, it's done, or at least until they get the call off, and then they're just back to going crazy. So I mean, it's insane at the stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all's new baseball stadium. That's pretty crazy. The new construction and everything. Those suites out there in left field. What was it like? Did you started off there? Was it starting off in the new stadium, or were you at the old one first, and then got to play in the new one?
I started off in the new stadium.
Okay.
The year I got there had just gotten finished, and then obviously COVID happened, and
Right.
finally got to play a full season in there, get some big series. It was a fun time. I can't complain.
Yeah, we haven't. Tyler, have you been up there yet to see the new stadium?
I haven't. I've been to a couple games at the OLDE, but I need to get up there to the new stadium because, that is nice.
Yeah. It's probably one of the nicest stadiums in the country for sure.
I would say the college stage for sure. I mean, it's got to be number one.
Yeah, I mean, we had two of my cousins go there, and I always loved Alex Box down in Baton Rouge, but I mean, you can't compete with that stadium they got.
You can't stay at Alex Box. You can literally eat, sleep, and watch baseball at the dude. So.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. But all right, we'll kick it off. We got some questions for you. Just keep it light, keep it fun. I texted you this one earlier because we always seem to stub our guests whenever I ask this one. Who's someone dead or alive you'd want to have dinner with?
I'm gonna go with Tom Brady. He's my favorite athlete growing up.
Yep.
Favorite player. So just getting to talk to him would be a really cool experience for me, and that'd probably be my pick.
You know, he wasn't too happy today on the sidelines as wide receivers for the Tampa Bay game. It's not looking good this year.
Nah, it's not looking good. Nobody in the NFC looks real good, honestly.
Yeah, the AFC is just killing it, and the NFC is going to limp into the playoffs, and I guess Rodgers will figure it out, right? Because that's how it works.
They didn't look too great against the Jets. That's for sure.
Look terrible.
Yeah. So, I mean, we might have the Phillies not the Phillies, the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean,
the Phillies might win the World Series.
Yeah. But the Eagles are the ones looking the best right now. So, but I mean, yeah, Tom Brady, that'd be an interesting conversation, just getting to pick his brain. I mean, because he's done so much. The fact that he's still out there playing is crazy. Whether or not Giselle likes it or not, we'll see what happens with that. But it's
much anymore.
Yeah, we were talking before the show. We were trying to figure out who you'd say. Tyler thought you might have said Mike Leach. Kind of pick his brain on what he's thinking on the sidelines.
I don't have a conversation that long with him.
Yeah, he'd be all over the place.
I love him. I love listening to his interviews, though. They are hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, some of the one-liners he gives, they're just great. So, Tyler, I'll let you take it away here with the next one.
Yeah, what were some of the reasons, that went into your commitment to Mississippi State, and what stood out to the others?
I've been going to state games since I was 10 or 12 years old. I had offers pretty much anywhere I wanted to go. But I mean, as soon as they offered me, and I had a bunch of friends that were committed, and I couldn't pass up that opportunity to play at my dream school. And it was just one of those things that I couldn't not do it, and I couldn't live with myself and not go to my dream school. So I just had to go there.
Yeah, no, that's getting to play for the team you root for growing up is definitely just an ideal dream. So I got to live out my dreams playing intramural softball at LSU. Wanted to play baseball, but I wasn't good enough. So I got the intramural softball fixed. So there's that. But I mean, you go to your dream school, you win a national championship there. I mean, you got your best friends. Like, just I guess walk us through that season. I mean, that was just magical. Y'all were dominating everybody. You come in there, you're playing another SEC team in the championship game who maybe or maybe shouldn't have been there. There was a little controversy around that one, but y'all end up getting the job done. Y'all were the best.
Justice was served.
Yeah, definitely justice was served.
I mean, we kind of knew we had a shot during the fall. We were all talking about it. We knew we had a really good team. We started off really well. First weekend or second weekend of SEC play, we play Arkansas. They sweep us. So, go through a little bit of adversity there. Go through the rest of the SEC year. We're having a really good year. We're in contention to win the SEC, I think. It's like us and Arkansas. And then we play Missouri the last weekend of the year, and they end up taking 2 or 3 and end up ending our hopes winning the SEC. So we go to the SEC tournament, get 2 and Q'd, got 10 run twice.
Yeah.
I was freaking out. It was hard to be on Twitter at that time, but
yeah, you just got to block that out sometimes. Like people on there are nuts.
Yeah. Then we ended up getting a pretty good draw for our regional. There's some good teams in our regional, but we got one of the better draws in the country, which really helped. And then Notre Dame, obviously, I thought Notre Dame was probably the best team we played the entire year, other than Arkansas. And they came in, played us really well. We came out on top, thankfully. And then I think we played Texas 3 times in Omaha, which we already played. We played them to start the year, and then we played them at the very end of the year. So just going back and playing them 3 times in a matter of like 5 days was something tough, because they're such a good team, and they were a really good team that year. Had the crazy comeback against Virginia. I think we were getting no hit through like 7 2/3.
Yep.
Ended up coming back and ended up winning like I think 6-5 or something like that. We came back down from like 5-1. That was a crazy game, and then kind of got blown out game 1 of the finals. But the whole team, it was just kind of this vibe, like it really didn't really matter. It was one of those things where we figured we were going to win either way. So we come out the next 2 nights and blasted them for 2 days straight and ended up taking home the national championship. And it was really awesome, especially bringing one to Starkville, a place that's never had one and in any sport. So doing that and being one of the first championships in school history was really cool.
Yeah, and like the year before with it being COVID, y'all started off really strong, and then it just like kind of ended that season there. So who knows what would have happened at the end of that. But like you said, getting to bring one home to just your dream school. And I mean, like playing with your best friends. I know your buddy Landon's over there. He's pitching for the Diamondbacks now. I mean, that's like that connection between a pitcher and a catcher is just like, that's a lifelong bond right there. I know back in high school, I was a little bit of a pitcher myself. Got on the mound some of the closing innings because I wasn't throwing fast. So it kind of just throw off the whole rhythm of the other team, which is, having that catcher back there you trust, it makes a world of difference. So we had our other co-host, Jacob, just join us. He had to get called into work at Home Depot. He was supposed to be at the Saints game, and the whole thing just got boggled. So, but being in Omaha, you went twice, huh? Or just once during your college career?
I went once.
What's the hotel like situation there? They got y'all staying somewhere nice, or you just in like the Holiday Inn down the road?
We were in a super nice place. It was walking distance from the stadium, walking distance from all the tents and stuff. I mean, it was a really cool place. It was massive. I think it was probably the biggest one there. But it was cool because after every game, all of our fans would be downstairs in the lobby and waiting outside the lobby to like welcome us back to the hotel, which was awesome. And then obviously the night we won, I mean, there was thousands of people in a hotel lobby just clapping and screaming. It was really cool. But yeah, I mean, they didn't put us anywhere shabby. They put us in a really nice place.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, as they should. I mean, pinnacle of college baseball. Got to treat y'all right. I mean, that's a lot of games in, a week or two. So yeah, you capped off college life pretty well, and then into the draft. How'd that night go? And was it everything you had hoped for? Growing up as a kid playing baseball.
Yeah, it was awesome. I went in not knowing really where I was going to be in the draft. I heard anywhere from pick 30 to pick 80. So,
yeah.
And, it's like pick 50 comes around. My agent calls me. He's like, hey, the Reds want to take you at 55. Is that cool? I'm like, well, yeah, obviously that's cool. I mean, they know. So, I mean, they take me. I was with a bunch of family and friends. It was a great night, to say the least. Get to live out my dreams now and with the Reds and trying to help them win a lot of ball games, hopefully here soon.
Were you up in Starkville when it happened, or you were back home? You grew up in Hattiesburg, huh?
I grew up about 40 minutes west of Biloxi, and I was in Biloxi.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in
Gotcha. That's we're the three. Jacob, Tyler, and I are all from Biloxi, so
I got you.
That's cool to see that you were down there watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got I mean, in high school, I was kind of reading your bio, and I saw a story about your mom, how she played her College World Series. You were there in your first World Series, not actually being there, so that's pretty cool. But they mentioned something about how you used to have a pretty fast fastball there. Touching 96 miles an hour, and now you're switching to catcher. What kind of went into that decision? Do you still think you can maybe go up there and mix it up a little bit if the team needs you? Come and close a game out?
Be a Shohei Ohtani? Pitch and catch?
I think I do that at State. I mean, I got recruited as a pitcher, heavy, going into college. I could have went out of the high school draft as a pitcher. I didn't really want to. I wanted to prove I could hit and play every day. But yeah, I mean, I threw pretty hard. I still think I can hop on the mound and throw it pretty hard. I haven't done it in a while. I don't really like to hop on the mound at trying to save my arm for everything I can catching wise. But I think the last time I threw, I was like 95, 97. It was in a bullpen here at State, and that was my freshman year. So, but I definitely think, if all else fails, I can't hit once I get to AA. I'm going to have to hop back on the mound, see if I can't throw it.
There you go.
It's a contingency, I guess.
Yeah. It's a bad problem to have, or it's a good problem to have.
Yep.
Yeah, so in the offseason,
besides
training. I'll go ahead. In the offseason, besides training, getting ready for the new season, what do you do to stay busy? What are some of your favorite hobbies?
I golf a ton.
Okay, that's what I was going to get into, asking if you played golf or not. If you said yes, we'd have a great conversation. If not, I'd be like, all right, well, next question.
Yeah, I love golfing. Some days I'm really good. Some days I shoot a 120. It really just depends on what day you catch me on.
Yep.
But I mean, I love it. I went in Augusta, Georgia, a couple days ago. Played there. I live in Nashville now, so I'm probably going to play a lot while I'm in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
You only work out and hit for so long in a day. You got to find something else to do.
Right.
Play a lot of video games. Play COD a lot. Play a lot of COD. Play a lot of the show. Anything I can do just to waste some time. But I would say golf's probably number one, if I had to say.
Yeah, I got bit with that golf bug during COVID, and it hadn't released.
That's what me too. It was I had nothing to do, just sitting at the house.
Yeah.
The only thing you could do.
Y'all couldn't play. Y'all couldn't go out there and play ball. So I mean, hey, grab a group of buddies. Baseball players tend to be some of the best golfers and the worst golfers around. I think it's the most inconsistent with our game. So did you start off hitting a slice and you've kind of dialed it back, or you just been pure ever since you picked up the club?
I used to slice it a little bit, and then I kind of worked on it. I've got a little bit of a draw now. I mean, I've taken probably a couple thousand swings just off a tee at the driving range, just trying to fix my slice. It was pretty bad when I first got out there. Just you're trying to swing it like a baseball bat, and it's not the same swing. So just trying to figure out how that adjustment works and bringing it into play. But I mean, every now and again, I'll still get the old power slice. So I gotta keep that in check.
You dial it back. I call it a Scotty fade because Scotty Scheffler's out there. He's got a little bit of a fade on there, but he can dial it back into the fairway. Yeah. So I haven't reached that yet. So you said you were up in Augusta. Did you actually get to play Augusta National or some of the courses around there?
I just played one of the courses there. Augusta National, basically impossible to get into. You gotta
know somebody that knows somebody that. Yeah.
And I think you got to work a caddy at the Masters. It's ridiculous trying to get in there and play. So, I mean, maybe one day I'll have enough money where I can just buy myself around. They'll just be like, yeah, that's enough money. So, hopefully, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, just getting to at least be in that city's got to be pretty cool, seeing Magnolia Lane and whatnot. There's a cool course up in Nashville. It might be outside of Nashville. I think it's called Troubadour. You can go out there and play no shoes on. You can play music. It's like party golf, they call it. They got a lot of the country singers go out there and play. It's not like a serious golf course, but it's like pristine condition. Yeah, so you're gonna have to.
I try not to play very seriously until I, triple bogey my third hole in a row.
There you go.
Hey, playing loose is one thing, but playing with no shoes, I mean, that's I don't even know if I've heard of that one.
Out there trying to swing a golf club.
Yeah.
I've blown my shoes out one time and had to finish with no shoes on. It's not easy, but it puts you, I guess, like one with the turf. I mean, John Daly used to do it, and he was a pretty good golfer back in the day. So,
animal.
Yeah, so you get out there, rip some cigs and some Diet Coke, and have a good old time. Jacob's like our honorary golfer here on the podcast. He's the high school golf coach. Was going to try to knock it around with Sanderson's Farms and didn't make it out there. I mean, Jacob, you got any swing tips you can give Logan here? Some free lessons?
Man,
get out there, scratch golfer.
Shoot, you come back to town? Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, I like going out. I like playing with anybody, whether you be new or you've been playing forever. So, it's good that you got into it. Yeah, I noticed a lot of people kind of got into golf during COVID, and it's kind of taken off, being a major sport now with a lot of people in their 20s and early 30s. So, it's pretty big. But it's good to see that you took it up. Yeah. And I played with a lot of guys in high school that were baseball players, and man, they swung that club so fast. And it was just like, they had a hard time dialing it back. And just like, man, you ain't going to swing for the fences every single time.
Yeah,
and I'm that way with baseball too.
Yeah, I think as hard as I can, just in case I hit it pure.
Yeah, I've learned lately. I don't know what it is. The harder I swing, the better I hit it. So now by you get it like hole 15, I'm gassed because I'm just like swinging out on my shoes every drive. But it's it's one of those games where it's a love-hate relationship. You hate it while you're out there, but you hit that one good shot, and then it's just
good shot
brings it back in. What's your lowest score you've had so far that you've posted?
When I was playing a lot, I think I shot a 79.
Ooh, that's pretty. That ain't too shabby.
5 times a week, I was playing a ton.
Yeah. What's the courses like up there in Starkville? I got some pretty good courses.
The school course is pretty nice. There's Mossy Oak, which is about 30 minutes away, and then there's Old Waverly, which is about 30 minutes away, and they're like pristine courses. And then you have like a little 9-hole course that's kind of the course you kind of go screw around on, get hammered with your buddies.
Yeah.
You know, kind of suck. Nobody really cares. That's the course we usually play. But if you want to go play some nicer golf, there's obviously places to play.
I feel like rolling up with a championship ring maybe on and tapping it on the starter's desk. He might get you a round out there at one of the nice courses, get you some pull.
Maybe. I haven't tried that one yet. I may have to pull that one out the book.
Oh man, you got to. I mean, it's just a open opportunity for you. So when you're in season, what's life like on the road? I imagine you don't have too much time to get around in and travel. It's pretty long. Y'all go on like 10-game road stretches, I believe, right?
Yeah. We went on a 12-game road stretch while I was in Daytona. You get every Monday off, so that's kind of like the day you can play, or you can play after your game on Sunday because the Sunday games are like 12.
Sure.
But guys just want to hang out. But most guys that went and played, they play on that Monday off. That's usually the best time to play. There's not much time to do anything. Every game's at 7:00 at night, so you're at the field at 1:30, 2:00, and then you're getting a full practice in. So there's not much time to do anything else other than baseball. So
yeah, a lot of time on the bus, and I guess time on the field in between games. But
yeah,
luckily they redid those divisions and saved some of the travel for you guys. I know that previously it was really, really rough. Some of the bus rides.
Yeah, there was some of the guys I was talking to said it's pretty brutal. Once the upper levels, like there'll be like 7-8 hours, and I just can't wait for the back pain every time.
Yeah.
2 hours.
You'll be looking back on it one day when you're in the big leagues, flying from city to city. You'll say, maybe I missed that a little bit.
What's like a good spot you usually hit on the road to eat while you're traveling? I mean, everybody kind of fend for themselves, or they got the team lunches, or what's your go-to meal?
They have team lunches and dinners, but I'm a big Chipotle guy. I mean, I eat Chipotle like 6 meals a week. That's about.
You can't beat it. That stuff's amazing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good protein. It's not too terrible for you. So I mean, I try to eat a little bit healthy, just so I don't have terrible gut health.
They got a kind of Chipotle's biggest competitor, Moe's, and I believe it's in like y'all's student union on Starkville, because Moe's is probably like my favorite restaurant out there.
Chet is a Moe's fanboy.
Now I'm in Houston. The closest one was College Station, and they closed it during COVID. So like
every time I go Mexican food in Houston though.
It doesn't matter. I gotta get
Moe's Southwest Grill.
Moe's Southwest Grill, the Chipotle Ranch. That I just put it on everything, but I've had to settle for Chipotle now. So. It's definitely not a bad choice out there. We had a intramural softball team I kind of mentioned beforehand, and we just like to go out there and have fun. We had walkout songs for every game, every at bat. Kind of give you some confidence, pimp your stuff on the way up there. What was your walkout song in college, or if you had multiple ones, what's like your favorite one you had?
I had a few. I'm a big old school rap guy when it comes to walkouts. I did Juicy by Biggie my freshman year, and then I did DMX. What song did I do? Rough Riders Anthem. I did that my sophomore year, and then last year I did It Was a Good Day by Ice Cube. So
that's a classic right there.
Yeah, so I know I enjoy the old school rap. I feel like it's a little bit of a vibe. It's not real mumbly, So that's what I kind of went with all 3 years.
Do you get them now in the minors, or y'all get to choose a song, or is it just kind of?
Yeah, we did get to choose one. I did Cowboy by Kid Rock. I switched it up a little bit. Probably gonna go back to old school rap, but. I just try to switch it up a little bit every now and again.
Yeah, no, I mean, the walkout song I feel like is just kind of – it's like your entire personality. You got to put it in and just get you pumped up for that at-bat. it's either you walk out looking cocky as hell and then you strike out, it's kind of embarrassing, or you pimp one off over the fence and then you look like a badass. So
yeah, absolutely.
But Futch, I'm gonna let you. You've been quiet down there. I know you joined in a little late. I'm gonna let you hit him with a question.
Hey, so I don't know how much the guys got into the actual like details of baseball. At bat to at bat, but what's one thing being a catcher? Pitching changes, whether that be your connection with a guy on the mound. Is there a lot that goes into those connections off the field too as well? Outside of practice, between you and the pitching staff. What adjustments are made, versus playing college ball and then playing minor league ball. What are some adjustments that you see different for each pitcher?
College, you really get a feel for how a guy likes to operate, and you're buddies with them because you're with them every day. You're hanging out off the field. You're at practice every day. You do everything together. And then minor league ball, it's a little more separated. It's a little more single, one-on-one type stuff. And you're not speaking the same language as every guy, so getting to be comfortable with them and how they like to operate and trying to talk to them is a little more difficult. It's something I'm still learning to do. But I mean, college, it's pretty easy. I mean, you're buddies with everybody. That's your friends. That's your friend group. That's who you're with all the time. And I liked it. I mean, I always had good relationships with the guys in college. And just you get to minor league ball. You might be with a guy for a week. You might be with a guy for a month. You might be a guy with a whole season. But you still have to learn them and how they like to do stuff and how their mind operates whenever they're on the mound. So it's a little bit of adjustment, but it's one of the things I love. I love being a catcher because of that, and like calling a game. I love calling my own game and just focusing on the small details that make a big difference in a game. And I think that's one of the big things that kind of misses in today's baseball game is it's more about, hey, I'm gonna throw as hard as I can, or I'm gonna hit it as far as I can. I think just some of the small details in the game are what need to come back to have a little more clean game, because some of these games are kind of sloppy. But postseason baseball, that's where you watch it and everything's clean because that's the best teams in the league. They know what they're doing. They're all accustomed to each other. They just play clean baseball. That's why they're in the playoffs. That's why they win every day. So, I mean, I think just bringing that back, I think that would clean up the game a little bit.
Yeah. And do you feel, also, guys out there having a tough time on the mound, do you kind of take that role to go out there and kind of calm them down, and what's your strategy, going out there? If that is the case, what's your strategy going out there and to do, to calm them down a little bit?
It's different with different guys. Like Landon, you don't really have to tell him much. He kind of knows if he's doing something wrong. He knows what he's doing. He's his own motivator. He's his best own motivator. So just talking, you don't really have to talk much to Landon because Landon knows what he's doing. And there's some guys you kind of have to encourage and give confidence to, and just talk them through that, and pat them on the back and say, hey, you're good. You got it right here. Just come back and be better. And then you got guys like Landon, Will Bednar. Those guys are guys who kind of know themselves and they have a lot of self-confidence. So it's not much of a job to try to give them confidence and encourage themselves. So just figuring out how a guy thinks and what his mindset is that's kind of one of the hardest things, because then some guys don't talk at all, so you don't know what they're thinking. They just have the same expression the whole time, which that's the hardest guys to get a beat on and learn what they like to do. So it's a little bit of a struggle, but it's a fun struggle.
You can really understand a guy if you get him out there and play 18 holes with him on a Monday. Try to figure out what makes him tick and what kind of motivation he likes. You mentioned about calling your own game. Do you get to do that often now in the minors, or is that more of a thing they trust you over at state to do, or kind of what goes into that?
Every game. I call every game in the minors.
Okay.
Kind of one of the things they want you to learn how to do. I called a good bit at state. It really depended on who was pitching. But minor leagues, their big thing is like guys learning how to call games, and the best way to learn is just to do it instead of have a coach tell you what to pitch every time. So
right.
I mean, it's fun. That's probably one of my favorite things, because I love reading swings from a guy, it's like a chess match. What's that guy thinking versus what I'm thinking versus what the pitcher's thinking, and then can me and the pitcher get on the same page and then try to put the guy hitting away. It's fun.
Yeah, a little bit of mind games out there. But Tyler, I'll let you ask him another serious question. Tyler's our serious guy. I like to have fun, but Tyler likes to get into the analytics.
Oh my gosh! So yeah, you played in the best conference in college baseball. I want to know, you went on the road a lot. What was the, that one stadium that was like the most hostile on the road?
Most hostile. Fans weren't really that hostile to me, but there was some loud ones.
You didn't play outfield.
Yeah.
Some of my buddies that play outfield said it gets pretty brutal out there. But A&M was really loud. Arkansas was really, really nice and really loud. Ole Miss, it wasn't as loud as I thought it was going to be, but it's a nice stadium. But my favorite stadium to play in was South Carolina. It's just a really nice stadium. It's a really nice park, and they had a decent amount of fans there that weekend. LSU, when we played them, it was the first weekend SEC play my sophomore year, and there wasn't very many fans there. It was kind of cold. It was just after COVID, so people were still kind of worried about stuff. So
Right.
It was a nice stadium. I can see why people would think it's really fun to play there for sure.
Yeah, no, the outfielders they don't get any letdown during those games. It might be a little better to be behind the plate, not have to take a bunch of crap from
all
from
the
a bunch
rich
of drunk-
fans that aren't gonna.
That'll respect the
folks.
game and not heckle you the whole time. So we did a little bit of heckling back in our day with that right fielder out there.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, it's always a fun time. It's all a good fun.
It takes
Sometimes-
research too. You got to look
Yeah.
up, important facts on Instagram and bios and all that.
Find out everything about them.
Yeah, exactly. We had one guy from Hawaii pretty pissed out there. It was, I think, one of our super regionals. It was
the
State.
first weekend of the year.
Yeah.
They came all the way from Hawaii to play. It was kind of random, but yeah, he wasn't ready for SEC ball.
Yeah. I think they swapped him to left field and then swapped the right fielder over because he told the coach he was getting so much crap he couldn't take it out there. So we don't want to keep you too long. I saw you tweeting something about your fantasy football team. How's it looking this year?
One league, I think I'm 4-2. Another league, I'm 3-2. And then I'm 3-2 in two leagues, and then I'm 1-4 in my big league with all my friends. I had 160 points scored against me 3 weeks in a row. It's absolutely ridiculous.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, I scored 155 2 weeks ago, and the guy I was playing scored 173. I mean, at this point, I'm like, what more can I do? So
yeah,
try not to get too mad, but I'll check the score on Sundays like every 5 minutes and want to on through the TV. So
yeah,
it's one of those things. It's a love-hate relationship, but it's been better, it's been worse, so I can't complain.
Yeah, I had the first pick in our league this year because I lost it and took Jonathan Taylor. Got to. I think he's got to combine like 30 points the entire season, so it's not great.
It's tough.
I'm working towards the first pick. I'm sitting in last, so I get to start scouting who's going to be the number one pick next year.
Take Justin Jefferson.
Honestly should.
He's a point hog, so he don't have to score to get 30 a game. So
I know.
What he's doing is just insane. It's either him or Cooper Kupp. I think Kupp's been the most consistent out of anybody this year.
You can go. Our Kupp ended up falling like 7 in our draft. And I was like, why are people not taking him? And I had like pick 13, so I took Tyreek Hill and who else? I took another guy. I took 2 receivers back to back, 2 big receivers back to back, and I was like, dude, how are y'all letting Kupp fall so low? And lo and behold, he's wide receiver 1 again, averaging like 25 a game. It's just one of those.
Yeah, I'm thinking I should have taken him number 1, but I don't think I would ever heard the end of it if Jonathan Taylor, has a repeat of what he did last year. But just stuck with my gut there.
Hey, I was gonna ask you, these guys here we kind of have a strategy like going into like the start of a fantasy football. draft. Tyler's kind of our analytics guy when it comes to fantasy football. So what's your strategy? Do you want to go RB? Do you go wide receiver, or you kind of mix it up?
I'm a big no RB guy. I stay away from running backs. Too inconsistent. Get hurt way too often. So I try to go big receivers and then, stack up receivers, try to get a top 5 tight end pretty early. If push comes to shove, I need a running back, I can always trade a receiver for a couple running backs. So that's kind of how I think about it, because most guys are going to pick a guy in the first round like a Najee Harris, and look at he's averaging 12 a game, and I took Tyreek Hill and he's averaging 25 a game, so I'm not mad about the pick I made there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start listening this year. Yeah, start listening to Logan and not Tyler for next year for the draft. Just take full wide receivers.
Tyler has some good receivers now. He's on the rebound. I'm gonna win this week. So my strategy is don't pick guys who hate football and want to quit their team. I've had like 2 guys just quit playing football. So Cam Akers, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I had 2 years ago, Leonard Fournette and Le'Veon Bell both get cut the day after we had our draft. So they were my 1 and 2 picks. So that didn't work out great for me.
Nothing's worse than being in the championship and Antonio Brown just piecing out against the Jets last year. He almost cost me.
That was
we can't let you go until we hear about your Mississippi State Bulldogs. I had them picked to beat Ole Miss at the end of the year, have 1 SEC loss to LSU, and go to the SEC or represent the SEC West in the SEC championship. Yeah, it didn't look that great last night. What's your take on the team right now?
Kind of a hot cold situation. Looked really good for 2 weeks. It looked abysmal the next week. So, I think we find a little bit more consistency. I don't know if we beat Alabama, but I think we play them well this week. And I think we have somebody else. Then we have Georgia.
That's a tough back-to-back there.
That's pretty brutal. That's 2 of our next 3 games. If we end the year 8-4, beat Ole Miss in the Egg Bowl, I can't complain. As long as we beat Ole Miss, that's all I really care about.
Yeah,
that's a win for the season for sure.
That's a win for the year. We go 1-11, beat Ole Miss. It's fine.
Does the rivalry carry over to the baseball team when y'all play them? Is it still like one of those?
I wouldn't really call it a rivalry. I mean, we've owned them for the past 5 years.
There you go.
But I mean, yeah, it definitely carries over. It's an intense series every year. It's always a good series, always a bunch of good games. But it's fun. I love playing those guys. It's in state. Everybody kind of grew up playing against each other, and everybody knows each other. So I mean, it's a really fun series to play.
Yeah, the school up north. I have a koozie in my pantry. Yep. So I mean, y'all are playing Alabama at a bad time. Nick Saban's gonna have them boys ready to go next week.
I didn't want them to win, but I didn't want them to lose. I didn't want them to lose because every time we play them after a loss, they beat us by 50. So keep it a little closer. Maybe they bust a couple coverages deep. We maybe throw the ball deep once or twice. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's gonna be a shootout, is what I'm thinking. Will Rogers is gonna be ready to rock and roll. I mean, that air raid offense from Mike Leach they're gonna have a test on their hands, that's for sure, especially in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll bring him some luck coming on the show. We've had a few people come on and give upset picks, and they end up being right. So it's just like college game day with the headgear. So maybe
LSU versus Ole Miss this weekend. I do like that. I do like that matchup.
That's gonna be a good one for sure.
Yeah, a lot of points.
Knock off the Reds for you. We'll see.
Take the over.
It depends on which LSU offense shows up. That's
yesterday. I think they got a pretty good shot.
Yeah, so it's kind of giving vibes to I wouldn't say the 2019 team because we're nowhere near that.
No, you
can't even have a good
Tennessee is though.
Yeah, having a good offense. Yeah, that's what I was telling y'all, that I was watching Tennessee and I was like, this is 2019 LSU. Great up pace offense. Defense is a little iffy at times, but they get the job done. What needs to happen. Yeah. So that
Georgia game will be a good one. I'm ready to watch that one in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's in Athens, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, I got one last question for you. I saw you had some tattoos down your arms. What do they mean? What's your favorite one? You kind of break them down for us.
I've got a man on the moon with a face. I've got, golly, can't figure this out. Dyslexic or something. I've got my birth year. I've got a cross. I've got an arrow with some feathers, a Nordic compass, some words. I got my mom's favorite flower on my upper arm. I got one on my right arm, just a couple words. I got one on my leg, a couple words. I just get random stuff. You know, if I see it, like that looks cool, I'm gonna go get it tattooed on me, and that's just kind of what happens. I don't really go in with a plan. I just, you know, I'm an impulse type of guy, so I just go in and get whatever looks cool that day.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I've got a buddy with the Wrangler logo tattooed on his butt cheek. He's always wearing his Wranglers. So, but hey, we appreciate you hopping on this afternoon, Logan. Maybe get you back to watch the end of that Chiefs-Bills games. What's the score, Tyler? Do you know?
I have no idea.
It is a snoozer. It's 3-7 Bills, or I'm sorry, Chiefs in the second quarter. So
wow.
Yeah,
Shoot,
I pick in the red zone earlier, and then obviously Allen fumbled in the red zone, so it's been just brutal.
I bet the over on that game. I don't think it's going to happen. That's 0-3 for me.
Something ridiculous.
Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, we appreciate you coming on. We're going to be rooting for you this season. When's y'all season start up? I imagine you get a little bit of time off with the MLB season wrapping up.
I don't go back to Arizona till February, and then I think we start playing in April. So I mean, I got a while kind of downtime to work out, hit, hang out with some buddies. So
work on that golf game. Get you down to a scratch golfer.
Yeah. I don't know about scratch. A little more consistent, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you hopping on. I don't know if you want to plug your Twitter. You might be one of the get that following up. I think it was like Lotan19 or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, everyone, that's Logan Tanner. He's currently playing for the Cincinnati Reds. You're still with Daytona Tortugas, huh?
Yeah. I don't know where I'll be next year, but that's where I end.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, hopefully we'll see you. Maybe we'll see you come through Biloxi and play the Shuckers one year.
Absolutely.
So that'd be pretty cool. Get the little hometown crowd. So, yeah, appreciate you coming on. Have a good rest of your evening.
Appreciate y'all. See you, boys.
Yeah, thank you.